Hey, what's up, ladies and guys? Hey, we're gonna get a shed pad ready for the firewood shed I got coming. It's not gonna be, exact like I did this with a whole timber frame wall around it and stuff, but it's easier to just let me show you what I'm gonna do. All right, on the other video with the boom lift, I cut those 2 trees down and my shed is going back here. It's 7 feet by 24 foot long. So the first thing I have to do is I'm gonna blow these leaves out of here, and I'm gonna take up these squares, the concrete squares, and then I'm gonna get my laser out and I'm gonna shoot this level to see. I know it pitches downhill. I don't know exactly how much downhill it pitches, but I want to level it off with some drainage stone, and then I'm gonna put these back on top of it once the shed is in place, inside the shed, because it does not have a floor. It's a firewood shed. Well, I ended up having to move the pipe. I'm gonna have to build some type of boulder wall. I got a few boulders because to get it level with where the spot I want, that's actually level. So it's actually 18 inches low. I'm not gonna go all 18 inches, but I am gonna build a boulder wall here so I can fill this area with stone. well, that's the first load. I need to go get, from the looks of it, like 5 more. I'm not going to have time today because it's already 2:30 and they close shortly. And I got the shed showing up tomorrow morning. So, all right, well, I got to run and grab as much as I can. Well, the quarry closed. It's 4 o'clock. I need 2 more loads. 1 load would fill in that area, another load over this whole section, maybe 3 at the most. The shed is coming all the way out to about here, which will be fine. So I'll have 1 bay of it back there and the other bay here. So it won't be too bad at all. Easily accessible because I can split firewood right there, convey it right into it. So I'm happy with that. So the shed's coming tomorrow. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have them dump it in the driveway over there. It's 24 feet long. So I just need to be able to get my truck in and out so I can get more stone. And then the plan is when I go to move the shed on here, hook the shed up on my shed dollies. I have dollies to move a shed. I never use them. We're going to try it. But we're going to hook the shed up to the dollies, bring the shed this way, go over here, lift the truck camper up as high as I can, and then back the shed right in here. And I'm probably going to be moving it with the excavator, and who else knows. Well, we'll see. And once the shed is in here, then I'm going to set it up on cinder blocks, get it where I want it at the elevation, and then I'm going to put those concrete pads back underneath in the shed because there's no floor in the shed. It's a firewood shed and an animal run-in. They're both the same thing. So, but I definitely need to bring all that area up with stone. All right, well, let me move some equipment so I don't have to do it once the shed is here. And I'm going to try to get 2 loads tomorrow. We'll see. Hey, good morning, guys. It's about 7:05 in the morning, the day the shed's going to be delivered, the firewood shed. I am just leaving the quarry because I did not get enough stone in there before today. So I am going to try to get 3 loads dumped up where the shed pad is before they get there. They're coming from Pennsylvania and they're anticipating 9 o'clock in the morning. So I haven't heard from them yet. So hopefully they're running a little bit late. So this is my first load. I got to get 2 more after I dump this one there. So wish me luck. All right, let's see how far we can get this load back in here. I'd like to get 2 loads down here and 3rd load up at that far end near the camper. At least 3 loads. So let's see what we can do. All right, here's an update. The shed is gonna be here in roughly 10 minutes. So I had a little bit of extra time. So I actually moved my truck camper. I took the dump bed out of the truck and put the camper in, and I brought it around front. So it's completely out of the way. So now I have a lot more room to get this back there. And it's plus or minus an inch, so it's not bad. I use the laser, obviously. So that should be good. All right, so now I can wait for the shed to be delivered. They're just gonna drop it in the driveway, and I'm gonna end up moving it. I don't know if I'm gonna do it today. I'll probably do it later on today. All right, well, see when the shed gets here. Should have plenty of room to get it in here. They're not doing it though, I am. Well, there it is. It's a 7 by 24 foot run-in or a firewood shed. It has a 5-foot ceiling in the back. It's all rough cut pine, pressure treated 4x4s on the bottom. Two large doors. Not bad. So the plan now is to get it up on the dollies. I had to pull it off with the excavator. I didn't have to, but it made it easier. Put it up on dollies, wheel it back here, and then back it in there. Then I can start moving all my equipment. All right, well, I'm not gonna do it right now. I'm gonna do it in a little bit. So fingers crossed it works the way I am envisioning it. All right, well, here we go. We're gonna try to move it. So 2 years ago, I had a job to move a shed. And so I bought the shed moving dolly wheel setup. And basically what they are is just 2 wheels with an axle and a piece of U-channel that the 4-inch 4x4 pressure treated 4x4 fits in. So I just lifted that side of the shed, and that's literally what they use to move sheds. That's a shed moving dolly setup. So I just did that. I lifted it up with a 3-point hitch, put them on there. I don't want to go out in the middle of the 4x4 because there's no support. If I do end up having to move it out here, I am going to screw a stiff leg going down here underneath where I put the axles. But we're gonna see how this does like this. I have my tractor blocking it in case it goes downhill. I have the Expedition blocking the tractor in case that goes downhill, but nothing's touching it. So I'm just thinking if I lose it and it goes running into it. And then on the front of the shed, or well, this end of the shed, they actually have these handles to wrap chains on or straps. So I'm actually gonna put a chain on it and hook it to the excavator bucket and see if I can move it that way. Hopefully not too much damage to the shed. We will see. Slow and steady. here's what I got so far. I can't do it with the bucket because the boom hits the shed with chains. So I put the forks back on it, and I put the 2x8 underneath there to keep it away from the shed, hopefully as much as possible. Let's see how this works. Well, for rolling in a straight line, it does good. But now I got to figure out how to turn this corner. I got to go left so I can back it in there. I think I got to loosen those chains up and then I'll be able to do it. Well, there she is, guys. I got her up in the air temporarily. My buddy's gonna come over and help me level it, and I figure it's easier with it up in the air, and he can guide me back exactly where I want it. I think it's pretty darn close though. It's right on the edge. And if you go back here, that's perfect. I can walk through there and blow the leaves out of there, and that's what I want. Plenty of room to put the log splitter here when I'm not using it. And obviously, I haven't decided. I don't think I'm going to block it up, get it up any higher. I think I'm going to set it right down on the stone, because I got the stone pretty darn level. And it actually looks good, this height. That will not be hard at all to fill up with wood in that location. Because I can split wood right here, like I normally do on the driveway. And I get a conveyor, drop it right in there, and then stack it. But I still got to lay all the pavers in there too. So, all right, well, I'll let you know when it's 100% done. All right, guys, this video started off with me telling you I was going to get a firewood shed, so I don't have to worry about pallets and tarps and all that stuff every year. Well, it ended up turning into a week and a half of chaos every spare minute, because I got a roofing company coming. Like I said when I was cleaning my chimney, I called my neighbor who's a roofer, and they're coming next week to put a new roof on the house. Not the slate, but all the 40-year-old shingles that are up on this portion of the house. And so I was like, well, now or never. Let's start picking up and organizing and getting rid of some stuff, or trying to get rid of some stuff. So it started, like I said, it started with a chimney and the fire. It started with the wood stove chimney, cleaning it with the boom lift. And then I had to make room for and a level pad for the firewood shed. I'm exhausted. And that snowballed into a whole bunch of stuff. Here, let me show you. All right, as you can see, I had to move my truck camper. That means my dump bed had to come out of my truck. And that I went there with it. All that stuff is for sale except my X mark is around the corner because I've been picking up the leaves. All right, so that was the whole process. Had to take dump bed out and all that kind of stuff. Come this way, there's my firewood shed. Looks good, but something's missing here. What's missing here? Oh, my other shed. Well, I moved the other shed back in the corner, out of sight. And I ended up moving, and then the leaves are just falling nonstop. So I ended up clearing all this whole section, and I moved the shed twice. The first time, let me jump back over here. I'm a basket case. I moved the shed once, and I did not level the pad off with a laser. And then I was like, you know what? The next day I was like, I got to do it right. So I ended up pulling the shed out, putting it back up on the dollies. I didn't record any of this. Believe it or not, I didn't record any of it. I ended up pulling the shed out, leveling it off with 2.5 tons of 3/4 minus stone. So that's all good to go. I emptied the entire shed out, threw out a bunch of stuff, and I'm selling a bunch of other stuff that's out front. Moved all the stuff out here so the roofers can get into that corner easily. I got to still do this tomorrow, go through all this and put all the scrap metal in my scrap metal pile, and move my excavator jackhammer that's still in there. And it's a lot I got going on here. But then this is a firewood shed. So what I did was I did not record it. I honestly don't remember exactly what I recorded, but I actually pulled up all these pavers from before. I forgot how many tons of drainage stone I put in here. Here, let me show you in the back. I actually built a little boulder retaining wall. It's about 18 inches at that end, 0 at this end here. Leveled it all off with a laser. Nice Amish gentleman built me this from Pennsylvania, and I actually had it shipped from Pennsylvania directly from him. And he actually went for a ride up here to meet me and to personally deliver the shed. But he requested not to be on video, but his company sign is on the back of the shed when we unloaded it. So I'll try to include a screenshot of that. And so I ended up lining the whole thing with pavers. It's 7 feet deep by 24 feet long outside dimensions. And it is perfect for what I need it for. And I put these in here instead of throwing them away, obviously. Instead of having to put on pallets, I have all these concrete pavers, and I did not level them off perfectly. But I put them all down so I can start stacking wood right on top of here and not worry about any moisture. And as for this sand goes back in the shed. That is for jobs. It's has to stay really dry, so it can't get wet. So I gotta move that back in the shed. And those hoses go to my hydrovac buggy over in the corner over there. But yeah, and I got a couple extra pavers here because I ran over this and I got to fix this. But my plan is once my roof, yeah, and I got a new toy. I failed to mention, I got that last night. It was a impulse buy. It has a 6.0 bulletproof, 170,000 miles on it. And that's gonna be coming up in a bunch of videos, I'm sure, because it's not running. I picked it up as a project. I need a winter project, like I don't have enough. Scrap metal pile. But anyways, let me get back to here. I'm actually gonna split my wood, I think. I'm gonna put my log splitter here. If I get a conveyor, I'm gonna split the wood here, convey it and drop it here, in right over here, and then stack it. If I don't get a conveyor, I'm probably gonna split it up there, nice and close. But if I'm not splitting wood, I'm probably gonna make that into a little sitting area just for visual effects, or some flower pots or something like that. We'll see. But those pipes I have to go through and dispose of, move, sell, and yeah. So like I said, my yard's a train wreck. I'm a train wreck. I've just been going nonstop. As soon as I got back from the last job a week and a half ago, I have been doing nothing but working here. The leaves are falling. I'm doing my leaves. I'm doing a couple of neighbors' leaves. It's just constant work. And I haven't even started splitting firewood. Luckily, all my firewood is seasoned, sitting there for a couple years, log length. Plus I have a quarter and a half left. I've already started burning. I have a quarter and a half left of firewood from last year that I split. So coming up in some future videos, a whole bunch of videos are going to be on the I think it's a 2006 F350. It's a short bed quad cab dually, which I always wanted. I actually am planning on putting a flatbed on this once I get it running, and putting my camper on that. It's 4-wheel drive. It looks good. Hey, I'm gonna put my truck camper right on this, so that way I don't have to worry about taking a dump bed out of my work truck or anything like that. And when I want to go camping, I want to go away for a day, I want to go away for 2 days, I want to go away for a week or a month, I can just jump in my truck, hopefully that one, and go. I don't have to worry about switching vehicles, switching equipment for the job when I come back, nothing. And it's full quad cab, so there's a lot more room. But you'll see that in upcoming videos. All right, I am exhausted. I got to get something to drink, iced tea or water. And that's going to be it for this video. So I got the firewood shed in. I got it. My buddy Mike came over. I did not record any of it. I don't think I recorded any of it, but he helped me level it. I got it in place, but he helped me fine tune the level on the big firewood shed. And yeah, it worked out pretty good. So I bought the trailer dollies, never used them. So I used them at my own yard for 4 days, 3 days nonstop, moving stuff around, moving sheds around here. All right, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you on the next one. Happy fall, and stay safe.